coming up here ever since I was a little boy to our reunion, and I never took it for granted that the last Sunday in May, you always come to Greenbrier. And when I was a little boy, the big deal was going to the river, and they've been down there today. The last Sunday in May is probably not the best time to be in that river. It's pretty cold, but just like today, the singing and the stories that you hear and the food you eat, it's a tradition. I'm afraid that our traditions mountain people have, they're not as cool anymore as they used to be. It's really important for us to keep doing these kinds of things. It is who we are, and it's where we're from, and I'm awful proud to be an inbred hillbilly from right here in East Tennessee.
I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now
like today, we had 6 people that was here last year that wasn't here today. That's gone on. But our intentions are to keep doing this forever. It's a glorious time. They've always said decoration, Greenbrier decoration.
That means we go and decorate the ground.
What we say, yeah, we say these people don't decorate as much as the older people did, for whatever reason. Because my mama would always go to the cemeteries and take the paper flowers or whatever they were. And the amazing thing, all the cemeteries are clean all the time. There's not a lot of traffic and people fooling with them, so they're always nice to visit. And as far as that goes, the park's awful good. They'll let you, if you have to drive up to the Ormby Cemetery, they open the gate for us. And anytime you want to come, if you have somebody that can't walk that far, they'll open the gate for you or let you get the key.
That'll be that reunion day.
That's as pretty as we've ever got here, all 4 parts. 155.
I heard an old story.
And when I said before, there's no amount of money that you could pay me to ask me not to come here. I just wouldn't. I just flat wouldn't do it. And I'm not rich. But I'm rich in my heritage and my family and all that kind of thing.
Of his precious blood atoning, then I repented of my sin and won the victory. Oh, victory in Jesus, my Savior forever. He sought me and bought me with his redeeming blood. He loved me.
Sheet, and that was so precious to us because we were just children and we never got to go anywhere much. But this was one of our precious memories of coming up here because we had so much different stuff than we had at home, like bologna and all that good stuff. It was such a treat to us.
And I heard about the streets of gold beyond the crystal sea, about the angels singing and the old redemption story. And some sweet day I'll sing up there the song of victory. Oh, victory in Jesus, my Savior forever. Precious memories, how they linger.
How young are you?
95.
Are you sure?
I'm the oldest one now. Ada and Wilma both were old. Ada was 98 and Wilma was 96. And they both died this past year.
So you were born up here, weren't you?
Yeah, up in on the Middle Forks, they call it. There's 3 forks up there, you know, the river goes down between.
What is one of your happiest memories of living up here in these mountains?
I think it was being around people that live way up in the mountains there, you know. I don't know if you know where the First Baptist Church used to be.
Yes, I know.
I know Daddy preached there so much. And I was saved there.
How old were you when you were saved?
About 9.5.
Was in that fall revival where people
Yes.
used to wait till they could get
Yeah.
saved in the fall revival?
Yeah.
Well, so you've been saved ever since.
Yes.
My precious Savior suffered pain and agony, freely bore it all. I with him I live with the bonds of sin and set the captives free. He bore it all that I might live. In his presence live. Jesus bore it all. See his shining face. He bore it all. Freely bore it all. I with him I live. Should condemn to die. Freely took my place. He bore it all. That I might live. In his presence live.
Now we couldn't sing that song if I didn't say what Carl used to say. Carl would always say, now on that song you have to pat your foot, and you sing on the up. So it's and that's how he would explain it. Just like it was the first time he'd ever explained it. So be sure you're patting your foot, even if you're like my brother David and have no rhythm whatsoever. Pat your foot, that'll help you. Last verse, okay, here we go. Up Calvary's hill in shame, the blessed Savior trod, freely bore it all. I with him might live between two thieves, they crucified the Son of God. He bore it all, that I might live. In his presence live.
I apologize for Jimbo being so shy. I've worked with him over the years. He has, come here a minute, come here. He has a song that he sings that, that I just absolutely love, and I know that it'll be a blessing. I want him to sing it for you.
Someday when my last line is written, someday when I've drawn my last breath, when my last words on earth have been spoken, and my lips are sealed in death, don't look on my cold form in pity, don't think of me as one dead. It'll just be the house I once lived in. My spirit by then will have fled.
What are some of your fondest memories of this event, this gathering? Any particular?
I think just seeing the different families.
Never got rained out or snowed out or anything weird?
Didn't matter, you come, rain, shine, sleet, or snow. But one thing that we want to tell you, one of Mom's grandsons, Todd Loveday, his father-in-law is Gary Wade, who was one of the founders, he and Tom Trotter, who Sandy and all of them, we graduated the same year, and Tom and Gary were the, I think, founding fathers of Friends of the Smokies. And so now we get to claim Gary, and I think we were a kid anyway, but wonderful people that, and because of somebody, or because of Friends of the Smokies, we have this place.
Mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers will be singing around the throne in that land where no one ever knows a care. And the Christians of all ages will join in the triumph song. Everybody will be happy over there. Everybody will be happy over there. Everybody will be happy over there. We will share his shout and sing his praise. Everybody will be happy over there.
I talked to somebody else, a really cool story, how sad people were when they moved out of here. But you know, had they not done that and preserved our national park, this definitely we wouldn't have what we have now. So even though our family had to go through a lot of hardships and they thought the world was over, I guess, and having to leave their homes, Had they not done that, we wouldn't have what is now today the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Most beautiful place on the planet. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. Good to see you, young lady. You know, Robert could be adopted into the Whaley family. Well,
if you lower your standards, I could do it.
Here's the thing. My mama don't like nobody except for her people. And when you all moved here, she worshiped him. So I don't know what it was. He must be a great con man, or I think what it is, he married way up the ladder.
I did. I put it beyond my coverage.
Y'all take care. See you.
Visit Alewine Pottery in the Great Smoky Arts and Crafts community in Gatlinburg.
This is where we use the park. Come park and walk up to our cemetery. And we really have fun hiking up through here. Papo Paul and Papo Herb and a bunch of us. We enjoy it.
Glenn, is this the oldest cemetery in the park? I know it's probably not, but it's the biggest I know.
I'd say it's close.
Mama said this was the courting rock. This is where the young people would come and hang out here on this rock to court.
Is that right?
So
it makes you wonder what a big rock like that's doing where it is.
I'd say at one time is anywhere from 300 to 400 families live back in here in the Greenbar Cove. That's not counting
all of it.
Copeland Creek and Emmert's Cove and all. I'd say Miss Evelina Orby has got a book. She wrote a book, and I don't know where it's at now, but I'd say there's that many. What'd you think about that?
What created the settlement back here? What made people want to settle in here? Was there some kind of trade going on?
I don't even know whether they had any history at all.
It's probably just the land itself.
Probably just the
most of this land was given
just love the mountains.
Back before the Civil War was given to one or two people.
Okay.
And one of them was a settler in Emmert's Cove, but they were privates and they gave them land for serving.
Yep, that's the way
and they owned most of all of the land.
Whaley's got it.
But you wonder why that many people would settle right here. What? That'd be some kind of
it's really a bigger area than a lot of people imagine, because it's a long way to a mountain over here that's not a farmable mountain. I'm talking about you go right on through here, you go down into Laurel, we call it now. I mean, they call it Rhododendron Creek now, but over into Laurel, on over into Dudley. And it ain't too mountainous, though. It's just good.
Oh, it all lays good.
Farmland, always plumb.
I guess, Robert, probably just the way people's always been. Always want to be in the Smokies.
Just be together. Just kind of congregate together, don't
Well, it's really a better area than Gatlinburg or the Sugarlands, either one, as far as inside. Now we're coming into the school right here. This was the new school. I'm thinking somewhere in this area the church was, and I could tell if I was down on the river coming up, you could tell about where they come in the road, come into the church, and they built the school.
This is a lot bigger than those. You go back out in yonder, you'll find these pillars where it's level all the way out in. You'll find this all the way out in here, pillars where they built.
Let's just walk out in there.
It just fascinates me that you have a school this size. I mean, there's 150 kids who go to this school.
They had, like I was telling you, they had a school, nearly in every valley. They had a school over in Dudley, didn't they? They had a school over in...
But this was a big one here.
They built it new. The people wanted to have a good new school, not use the church so much, use the school, and they built it. A good big school. Well, I'll tell it to be a Whaley. And he got worried and concerned about his kids and not have been able to work and farm the land and all. So he said, well, I'll go down and I'll set the school afire and burn it down. Then they'll have to stay home and help me work the land. Now that's a tale. Now, there's part of that now I'd say is pretty true, because it did burn down. A new school burned down. And it must have been along about the late 20s or the early 30s, because they was moving out and they never did build the school back. Never did build it back. Right now, if it was right now and the park tried to take over, it'd never be a Smoky Mountain National Park.
No.
They wouldn't, people would not let it happen. They just would not.
That'd be too expensive anyway.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it just wouldn't happen. It happened at a good time. There ain't no question about it. It happened at a good time.
Okay. So that's what Dad always called it.
And all like that.
Oh yeah.
Used to, they'd let you drive right up there. You use that every day?
No, I mean we don't mow every day. But
sometimes there'll be a tree. Sometimes there'll be a tree come across and maybe knock over a couple of times. In fact, usually every time I come up here, I set some up.
Where's our famous
It's over
tombstone?
here. Over here.
Alrighty, let's. It has a famous saying on it, and most all the park, and you may have heard of it, Robert, and they may already have it.
We'll just read it and see what it says.
Is that it, or is this it?
As you are now, so once
Okay. Can you read here? This is it. This is it. Yeah, there's a Rayfield. Remember me as you pass by, as you are now, so once was I. As I am now, you will be, so be prepared for eternity.
Wow. Isn't that great? And to thank the person, took time to mark that chisel that out on the rock. And they've been thousands of people have read that. Oh. It's going to rain. Paul said it wasn't going to rain. I ought to know it's going to rain when he said it wasn't going to.
That makes my walking stick fit. Wow.
We just didn't get started quick enough. Whatever.
Hey there.
That's right.
I'm proud that we can come back and join here together in fellowship and praise the Lord and honor our ancestors in this way. We're very thankful for that.
How beautiful heaven must be. How beautiful heaven must be. Sweet home of the happy and free. Fair haven of rest for the weary. How beautiful heaven must be. How beautiful heaven must be. Sweet home of the happy and free. Fair haven of rest for the weary. How beautiful heaven must be.
Amen. Enjoy lunch.
Hi folks, we're glad you're back in the Smokies again this year, and we want to invite you to come out to our shop. I have working potters here every day. I have people doing various stages of the product. I have carvers and glazers and potters and salespeople. I've got musicians you can come talk to. And I think I have something that you might be interested in. We have a good product line of handmade pottery. We run price range everywhere from $8 up to $300. So we have something for everybody. And we want you to come out and get in with our pottery tradition. I've got potters working. I've got musicians playing. We have a lot of entertainment for you this year. And I want you to come by and enjoy a piece of the mountains with us sometime. Now we're open from 9 till 6, 7 days a week. And I've got people here every day that you can come by and see what a working pottery is like. Now I want you to come by and see us, and you can have a good time. Just come up and see us and spend a little bit of time in the Smokies with people who work with their hands. I've been making pottery in the mountains for nearly 30 years, and we have developed a lot of good friends from this business. And we have a lot of people who enjoy our products. So I want you to come out and spend a little time with us. We're open from 9 till 6 every day. We got places to sit and rock and enjoy the day. And I want you to come out and spend a little time with us and see what it means to work with your hands in the Smoky Mountains. My name's Robert Alewine, and I look forward to seeing you.
Cluck-o-hing, cluck and squall, ain't like a day since late last fall. Cluck-o-hing, cluck and sing, ain't like a day since late last spring. egg since late last fall. Cluck, oh, hang, cluck and sing. Ain't laid an egg since late last spring.
Cackle in the pot, cluck, oh hen, cluck and sing. Next time you cackle, your chicken a la king. Cluck, oh hen, cluck and squaw. Ain't laid an egg since late last fall. Cluck, oh hen, cluck and sing. Ain't laid an egg since late last spring.
Hi folks. You know, every day we have people call us that are having a hard time finding our shop. And we are in kind of a hidden spot in the county. But we are a Gatlinburg business. We're on Highway 3, off of Highway 321, but 321 runs through Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge up into Wares Valley. And a lot of times we get people calls from Wares Valley wanting to know where we are. But you have to go to Gatlinburg to get to our business. So if you're in Pigeon Forge, come to Gatlinburg. Now, once you get to Gatlinburg, all the lights are numbered. So if you'll look for light number 3, there's one way you can turn there. So you want to turn onto Highway 321. Now, when you turn, you'll go 3 miles out that road. And you'll pass the post office, you'll pass Food City. Just keep going through it, and at 3 miles you'll come to Light 3A, and that is Glades Road. Now there's only one way you can turn there also, and you'll be turning onto Glades, and you'll go a little under 1.5 miles to get to our store. So remember, we're a Gatlinburg business. You have to come to Gatlinburg to get to our store, and we're off of Highway 321. We look forward to seeing you. We're open every day. We open at 9 o'clock, and during the season we stay open until 6. We've got live music, we've got popcorn, you can sit around and play checkers, we've got rocking chairs everywhere, and we also have some pretty nice pottery. You can watch our potters work, you can talk to the people. Just come out and spend some time with us. I think it'll be worth your trip. Good to see you.
The Smoky Mountains are the laughter of children, the romance of the young, the music of birds in flight. The Smoky Mountains are the rock that was old when natural life first appeared, and the trees, plants, and flowers that sheathe almost every cliff. The rain-born streams that flow without end down from the heights in torrents and trickles. The Smoky Mountains are the peaked and spurred ridges, the knife-like edges, the plunging valleys, the splendid solitudes. The Smoky Mountains are the stories of the Eastern Cherokee whose soul has never died, and of the backcountry settlers who live on the brink of yesterday and tomorrow. The Smoky Mountains are a composition of endless themes and variations, changing with every season, with every month, in every cove and hollow, on every summit, with every pair of eyes that sees them.
The Great Smoky Mountains National Park is a 500,000-acre reserve in the heart of the mountains of North Carolina and eastern Tennessee.
makes the water wheel turn?
Simple enough. The water wheel is perfectly balanced so that when the weight or pressure of water is pushed against the wheel, it turns. Sometimes the water pushes against the wheel from the top. In other cases, it pushes against the bottom of the wheel.
This wheel was built back in 1868. John P. Cable, he got the stones out up here at the Crib Gap, brought them down, and he chipped them out by hand. He cut his grooves in his stone, then he had it in operation to grind his corn. The hopper on the mill will hold about 150 pounds of corn. This 50-pound bag, it will take it where the mill is running now, about 45 minutes to grind into cornmeal. We grind the full amount of corn. It is unbolted cornmeal, nothing added or nothing taken out. We have a large shaft that runs from our water wheel on the outside. And on this shaft we have our main gear wheel. It runs over to a drive gear. The stones is driven all from this one water wheel through this gear train. This 50-pound bag of corn will turn in 50 pounds of cornmeal. These mills, they ground for custom, and the fellow would come in with a bushel of corn, and he'd take a seventh or his toadies full for grinding the corn.
Visit alewinepottery.net and shop online for a one-of-a-kind, genuine alewine. Come see us here in Gatlinburg's arts and crafts community.
Salamanders live in creeks, in the mud, under rocks, or most times you find them under rocks. Salamanders look like snakes with feet. Some people say that, but they're too fat in the middle for snakes. And when you catch them, they feel funny in their hand. They're slimy and they slip around in their hand and try to get out. Salamanders are pretty hard to hold on to. They get out their fingers or between their thumb or something like that. Most of them are black and white and gray, but some of them are red with black polka dots.
If there's any one group of animals that the Great Smoky Mountains National Park would be particularly famous for, it would be its salamanders. Here we have about 26 species of salamanders, whereas in some of your western parks, especially in the southwest, they may have 1 or 2 or 3. But here, of course, we have climatic conditions and vegetation conditions which make this possible. Our salamanders range from a little critter up on the top of our highest mountains that is only 1.5 inches long when it's fully mature, to the giant hellbender in the lower streams, a specimen of which we've collected that was 29.5 inches long. That happened to be a record specimen hellbender. And in between, there are a number of salamanders, most of them in the range of 3 to 5 inches long, and one that occurs nowhere else. If we were to go to a place like Indian Gap, 1.5 miles west of Newfound Gap, and turned over a half a dozen rocks, the chances are very good that we would find the red-cheeked salamander. Some scientists call it the Jordan's salamander. This animal is about 3 to 3.5 inches long when full grown, is mostly black, except the cheeks are an orange or red color. This particular salamander, as I said before, occurs nowhere else. And that's rather unusual for a salamander to have such a limited range. These salamanders, of course, are amphibians. They're related to frogs and toads. They lay their eggs either in the water or in very moist places. And their time of activity is largely in late winter and early spring.
This is one of America's and the world's oldest traditional toys. It's an old-time spinning button. Used to be made with an overcoat button or any big button. If you didn't have a button, you could use an old hunk of tree bark. But it is an old toy. We had a lot of old-time toys here in the mountains because we didn't have stores and we didn't have roads when the mountains were settled. Aside from that, there wasn't a lot of cash money for things like toys. People had cash money, they used it for necessities of life. They didn't waste it on toys. So toys were homemade, and the folks made things like this spinning button. They made dolls out of corn shucks and played with them, or dolls out of dried apple heads, and all kinds of things like that. We have another traditional toy with us. That's the old-time lumberjack or dancing man, and he does a little more than just sort of sit around. He works best to some good old-time mountain dance music. Let's have some good old-time dance music.